Welcome to That's a Fact TV, where you know you're going to get some good content. Facts. Good morning. Welcome to That's a Fact TV. My name is GS, and I'm going to be taking y'all through a journey of the New Jersey prison system. Not only am I going to tell you wild, crazy stories from the prison to keep you entertained, I'm going to tell you some of the stories of my life that happened before I went to prison, and then also how hard it is coming home and having to get a job, with a criminal background and starting from the bottom and building myself up now to where I have my own business. This is where I can give people that strength and hope that you can, make it happen even though you have a criminal background. But today, as my first episode, I just decided I was going to tell a crazy story. So this is basically how the story goes. Like, when I was first sent down prison, like, I was 18 when I got locked up. And I was sentenced to 22 years with a stipulation, with a 7-year stipulation. So I had to do 7 before I could see the streets again, no matter what. And when I first got sent down, they sent me down to a youth correctional center. Now, a youth correctional center carries anybody from like 18 to like 26, 27. So I went to the youth correctional facility, and when I got down there, like, people were just like, it was goofy because everybody was young minded. Like, down there, it was fights and stuff, like, but people were just fighting for reps, and it was different neighborhoods against just different neighborhoods. Like, I'm from North New Jersey, so like North New Jersey, somebody from North would fight somebody from Jersey City or Patterson or Camden or whatever. It's always some goofy, dumb shit. And eventually though, like, due to like other things, like, due to gang affiliations and politics, I ended up having to take care of some business, and I went to ASEG. ASEG is administrative segregation. It's jail inside of jail. But they sent me to North State ASEG, and they gave me 180 days for assault with a weapon. So, I went there, did my 180 days, and then when you do your 180 days, classification sends you to, back to youth correction or another prison. So I'm automatically, because my age, thinking I'm gonna go back to youth correction. Well, at the time, they just opened the new maximum security prison. And because when you go to ASEG, you get points added onto your thing. So my point level had put me at max, which I was already max hussy anyway. So they decided they were going to send me to a maximum security prison. So they sent me to Southwoods, which is a brand new prison that just opened in New Jersey. So now in my mind, when they tell me I'm going to Southwoods, I'm like, damn, like, I've only been in the youth correctional facility. Like, I know in adult prisons, like the real prisons, the penitentiaries, I know they down there on a whole different type of timing. And I'm gang affiliated, so I just know, like, it's gonna be a whole different ball game. So I get down Southwoods. I get down there, I put my bags in the room. It's count during count. So when they clear count, I come out and I go out to see if I know anybody on the tier, or if anybody knows me, and plus also to go find my homies and my brothers or whatever. So I go out there. Just so happened people from my area, from my hood, from where I was at, from my part of the North was out there. Plus some of my homies was over there, and I was good. Now, I was on the tier for like 4 or 5 months, and I was chilling. I would just play poker here and there. Besides that, I was mostly into the sports. Me and my man ran sports tickets. That was like my hustle. And, I played poker here and there. But I pretty much just stayed low, stay out of the way. If I was in an altercation or anything, it was usually, jumping in to fight for one of my bros or something like that. But, for the most part, I was just trying to do my time because I knew I had a long bid, and I was trying to do it as smooth as possible. I had nice little, I had my little regimen of what I would do every day. I would get up in the morning, I go outside, I do calisthenics. Then I would go to work, serve food on the chair, blah, 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 blah. Then we go down to the gym, we run some basketball, come back, we all chill in the yard, we play cards, we smoke some miles, drink some coffee, tell stories, whatever. And then at nighttime, we get together, we all cook up, and then I go in the room and watch the TV for the night and chill and go to sleep. So, like, once I have my program down, like, that was it. Like, I knew I had a couple of years before I can get my full minimum status and go to the camps or something. So, at that point, I had my program down. Now, my man had came down, and because I had a little bit of pull, I went to the CO and was able to pay the CO 10 candy bars and get my man moved into my cell. So now, my man moves to my cell. So I had been down prison like 5 months at this point. And they had brought this, now there was this homosexual guy that used to play poker with us. He was cool, he always stayed in his place, like never disrespectful. Now before that, he had a roommate that was like 70 years old. Well, his roommate had ended up going to the hospital, and they ended up keeping him in the hospital, in the infirmary. So now they bring some new dude to his room. He's maybe in his late 20s, and now me personally, being me, I'm not gonna sell with a homosexual. One, because it's against what I believe in. Two, you're in a room with a homosexual. You and him ever get into an argument outside the tier, he could make up a lie and say, oh yeah, you wasn't saying that when I was doing such and such to you. And people are gonna run with that shit and believe it whether it's true or not. People just like to jail off shit, you know what I'm saying? So to avoid that from even happening, I just would not. If it was me moving in the room, I would have just refused, or I would have ran to somebody I knew and paid whatever I had to pay to get put in another room. Now, dude moved in his room, that was his bunkie, whatever. Now, they were bunkies for like 2 weeks. Now, the homosexual slept on the bottom bunk. The dude slept in the top bunk, and he was an early kitchen worker. He used to go to work like 4:30 in the morning, so he used to wake him up at 4, and then he'd go to work, and he used to come back like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Now, what happened was, now he goes and he's in the room with the homosexual. It's been about 2 weeks now. I guess the homosexual had got up at like middle of the night to use the bathroom and seen dude sleeping in his boxers, I guess, and just took it upon himself to start topping dude off. Now I guess dude must have faked like he was sleeping or whatever, but you ain't gonna fake like you're sleeping and get off and all that other shit. So when the homo was done, the homo just laid back down in his bed, went back to sleep. Now, this shit must have been weighing on his head like, damn, I just let some homosexual suck me off. I know that shit's gonna get put on a tier. Man, I know motherfuckers gonna be on my ass about this shit, fuck. So, when they came and got him ready, told him to get ready for the kitchen, he got dressed. And right after he got dressed, he woke the homo up and just started beating him up in the room. He didn't even give him a chance to put on sneakers, shoes, get dressed, nothing. He just started beating him up in that room. Now, and then he went to work. Now, the homo had a black eye. He had his top of his eye right here was all busted open. And they used to call him Little Kim. But anyway, he went to like another group on the chair, of poppies, and the poppies took care of him. They put some Vaseline in that shit. They closed it, and then they stitched it up with a regular sewing kit. Like, yeah, like shit gets gangster in the prisons. Like, they will sew you up and then just tell you, like, yo, stay in your room and chill. Like, we'll send you over some food, but don't come out for no mess with us, nothing. Just play yourself for a couple days till that shit heal up, and then shit go back to normal. So, the homo got his shit stitched up, and then he went in his room. Now, we didn't know this, but at the time, back then we used to have these red metal hot pots. They was metal, so you could straight wire them, so you could deep fry it in them, you know. And what he did was he took the hot pot, put water in it, put baby oil in it, put sugar in it, magic shave, all types of chemicals and stuff he put in that shit. Anything you could think of, he put in there, bleach, and he boiled that shit and boiled that shit and was waiting for his bunkie to come back from work at 9:30, 10 o'clock. Now we don't know what he's up to, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I remember I was down in the day room, and when dude came back from work, now how they have it is on the bottom floor, it's a floor, regular floor, and then they got the cells that go around all the way in the back and then back around. It's like a U shape, or like a square U. But on the top tier, it's just a like 5 foot walkway, like, you know, and it's just a walkway and the cells. So they call it the mezzanine. So they lived up on the second floor, more towards the back. So when the dude came back from work, he was like the cell right before his cell, and the homosexual opened the door and had that hot pot full of all that stuff in his hand and threw it right in dude's face. Dude just started screaming and covering his face, and the homosexual just started beating him, pounding him with the hot pot. The hot pot was all dented up from him pounding him with the hot pot and everything. The regular CO had hit the button. In Jersey, it's called a code 33. A code 33 means there's a fight or something going on. So hit code 33. Now all the Goonies is coming running on the chair. The CO comes up there, they mace the homosexual. He lays down on the floor and lets some handcuff him, whatever. Now the other guy, he's coming down the stairs, and they're telling everybody in there to go to your cell and lock in. So I'm going to go lock into my cell, and I seen him pull his hands away from his face, and he literally, when he pulled his hands away, it was like he pulled his flesh away. I mean, he was a brown-skinned dude, and he was literally bright, like he had bright pink, like his skin was just coming off. It was, man, it was like, up until then, I like, you know, in youth correction, you know, people just fight for reputation and just fight for the hell of it. But in adult prison, man, like when you get into it with somebody, it's life or death, man. You gotta go into when you go into a room with somebody in adult prison, you gotta have that on your mind that you don't know what this person's thinking. So you gotta fight like it, like you gotta fight for your life. And this was the first time I ever seen somebody get airlifted, like literally where they had to close down the whole compound and a helicopter had to come and they airlifted that man to a hospital. So, like, you know, that really made me wake up and realize, like, I'm not in a youth correctional facility no more. And at any point and at any time, something can go down. Like somebody could be having a bad day and they could just decide, you say one wrong word and they could decide they're going to stab you in the neck that day. So, yeah, like, you know, he hit him with that hot stuff, and that was the first time, you know, I always heard about the concoctions people made and do, but that was the first time I actually seen it. And man, like, it literally, like, ripped, like, that guy's skin was literally falling off his face. Now, the homosexual, they locked him up, sent him to ASEG or whatever, you know, and that was that. But, like, up until, you know, at that prison, like, you know, I was kind of like being loose, and then after that point, that tightened me up a little bit because then it made me realize that the people that are around me, like 50% of the people around me had 20 years or better. I had a 20-year sentence, but I had a 7-year stint, meaning that after 7 years I can get parole. See, and once I seen that, I knew that I had to stay on my P's and Q's because at any time it can go down. So, you know, I always tried to stay like aware and always watch my back. Plus, I always had people around me that watch my back. You know, I had my brothers that was with me, and also people from my neighborhood, people I grew up with. Now, before that, I was in a youth correctional facility. But from that point on, I stayed in adult facilities. Now, you know, this is my first video. I hope y'all subscribe, hope y'all comment. Let me know what y'all thought about my first video. Let me know what I could have done better. Let me know what type of videos y'all want to see. Eventually, we're going to start doing reactions. I got some other things lined up that I want to talk about with you guys. Like, how I came home and started, just like everybody else with a record and with all this bad stuff on my criminal jacket, and was able to get a job and start from zero to now where I have a business and a decent job. But there's a couple things, different things we're gonna use this channel for. We're gonna talk about, we're gonna do with this channel, and that we're gonna talk about on this channel. We're gonna try to have guests on this channel. We're gonna do some reactions. But leave in the comment. This is my first time. My name is GST. This is That's a Fact TV, and I hope y'all subscribe, like, comment, and let me know how I did in my first video and what I could do better. Y'all have a good day, man. Godspeed.